There's no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. And so says all of us. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. And so says all of us. Aha! Hello, everybody. Hello, Leslie 586, Jack Fred, Jackal Fred, Cloud Mayani, Pristine Fabric, how are you? King Aradina, Hemi, how are you? Let's tell our friends that Dr. P is in the house. Let's tell our friends. Invite your friend, tell your friend that Dr. P is in the house. Send a broadcast message on your WhatsApp or Facebook. Don't be selfish. Let somebody tell somebody that Dr. P, Dr. Nubi is in the building. Welcome to our Friday clinic on Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi. How has our week been? Monday, Tuesday. Wow, today is Friday, 6 o'clock. Can you imagine? This is the third episode. We started this thing like play. And today, Tony and Chive, how are you? You are sighted. What a wonderful time. Baby girl, I can see you. I've been thin. How are you? These are my people. Don't worry. We're going to have physical meeting after our 50th episode. Jiwa baby 2020. How are you? How are you? Shalomania. How are you? Oh, it's good to catch you all. You know, I believe you will sing the song with me. Tony Achai, good evening. How are you? There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. There is no health without mental health. And so say all of us. There is no health without mental health. So there's a quiz. Who can tell us where we stopped last week? If you can tell us where we stopped last week, after this episode, there's 1,000 naira recharge card for you. Just tell us what we discussed. I promise 1,000 naira recharge card. Send a DM to me. If you get the answer, I will note it. What did we discuss last week? What did we discuss last week? We are to continue this week. What did we discuss? I'm waiting. Phantom 8854. How are you? Good to have you join us this Friday clinic on Mind Matters with Dr. Nubi. tell somebody to join somebody, to tell somebody to join somebody. Wow. What did we discuss last week? I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Going. I want to know and be sure that you guys are following us. Oh, Alice Ajumabi, all the way from US. How are you? How are my people? How is Ireti? Ireti, my wonderful friend. Mina Ziyamu, how are you? So where did we stop? Where did we stop last week? Let me help you. We said something like maintaining emotional fitness, mentally fit. And then we talked about what we can do. Mental resilience. We talked about avoiding toxic people, toxic environment, and toxic situation. We talked about the benefit of physical exercise. Yes, talk about the benefit of physical exercise. For those of us that were not available last week, we started by looking at the fact that most of us, all we do is we go to gym, we run, we build our muscle, six-pack. But we made it clear last week that six-pack without any mental fitness is just nonsense. Okay? It is important for us to know that our brain is a very, very vital organ. This is the brain. This is the way the brain looks. This is what the brain looks like. You see this thing I'm holding? You see this thing I'm holding? You see this thing? This is I don't want to say the most vital, but this is one of the most vital organs in the body. You see it? The frontal part, the back, which is occipital, the side. This brain, if anything should happen to this side, it will be the function will be affected. For example, now, look at this brain now. This frontal part, if maybe after accident or the chemicals in this area is damaged or there's no blood supply here, let me tell you what will happen to that person. That person will not be able to have good judgment. That person can put eba in front and soup in front of him. He will not know that he should put the eba inside the stew and eat. That person will wake up in the morning and will not know the next thing to do. That person will not be able to, you know when you dress up, you will cover yourself, you won't show your breast, you won't show your private parts and co. But if this part of the brain is affected, that person will not even know whether it is a good thing to do or not. So he will just show everything. We call it is a seat for judgment. Frontal lobe. Let me tell you something. When you see a psychiatrist and is looking at somebody who is behaving abnormally, you will be laughing, right? Because you are not a psychiatrist, you are not a medical doctor who is specializing on the brain. You'll be laughing. The person will be saying different things. But the psychiatrist is looking, is thinking. That's why you always ask your doctor, when you see all these patients, why don't you laugh? How can somebody say he's hearing voices? And is it not funny? It's not funny, my dear. Because I am busy thinking what part of the brain is affected. When someone comes and says he's the owner of this world or is grandiose, he says that he goes to bank and he says they should give him his money in bank. Or he's knocking on neighbor's door and say they should go as he's the owner of the house. To you, it's abnormal behavior, right? To me, I am thinking which part of the brain is affected. When somebody suddenly becomes panicky, to go out, the person cannot go out. The person is feeling as if his breath or her breath wants to cease. I'm looking at which part of the brain and what is going on in the brain. But you are wondering, what's wrong with this person? He doesn't want to go out again. He feels he wants to faint. He thinks he has asthma. Many of you have done chest X-ray. You have done echo. You've done all the tests in this world. Nothing is wrong. All the tests coming back negative. The problem is psychological, brain. Many of you think you have asthma, you'll be hearing your heart sound. It's as if you want to faint. You feel something is crawling on your head. You feel crawling sensation all over your body. Or pepperish feeling. You can't sleep. You keep wondering. You keep having several thoughts. You think of death because you lost people to coronavirus. Or you lost your parents or lost your loved ones. You begin to think. Is this how people die? Hey. Or you were involved in an accident or armed robbery attack. The next thing is everything you see appears to be armed robbers attacking you. The next moment you don't want to go through that route again. These are the things that emanate when people have problem with the brain. See, viewers, I want you to understand something. We should never joke with this organ. I have problem with the eyes, so I'm using glasses. If you have problem with the leg, you use either crutches or braces or anything. If you have problem with your heart, hypertension, you will use drugs. Some will even use pacemakers to make the heart work. If it is the lungs, you will not be able to breathe very well. Stop paying attention to physical symptoms alone. Know that brain is also an organ in the brain. It is covered by this thick skull. If you open the skull, this is what you will see. This is example. This is a symbol of how the brain, very soft, but one of the most powerful organs in the body. If you run to the doctors to go and take care of hypertension, diabetes, and co., you must also know that there are some doctors that take care of the brain. Because people still call me and they say, explain to me that they are going through this and that, and that how come it is psychological, this and that. People they don't understand the functions of the brain. To some people, the brain is only for movement. It controls our movement, everything. But brain is also the one that is controlling our behavior. It's controlling the way we are seeing things, the way we are feeling. It's regulating our emotion. Imagine if the brain is not regulating your emotion very well. That means you can be sad when you should not be sad. People will call me and say, Doctor, I'm just sad. I don't know why. But I'm just not happy. Everybody's laughing and I'm wondering, what is funny? Doctor, what's wrong with me? People will just be telling me that everything will be okay, but I can't seem to see the way out. Meanwhile, some, they will be so happy. They don't know why. But it's as if they want jackpot. Ideas will be flowing through their mind. Their brain will be open. They'll be thinking, oh, if Nigeria can do this, they want to write a memo to the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education. That is mania. The brain is hyper-functioning. So the brain can function in a lower way, hypo, or the brain can function hypo. If it's happening, it's called bipolar. That's what we call bipolar. If it is persistently low, you say it's depression. Brain, very important. You see, it's good to build our muscles. It's good to work on our hearts. It's good to use inhalation and steam inhalation and all those things to work on our lung capacity to carry oxygen. Mental fitness. This brain as it is very soft, but look at all the functions it's doing. For you to know that we are in the evening now, it is because your brain is telling you it's in the evening. If your brain tells you this is midnight, I'm telling you, you'll be in Nigeria, you still be saying we're in midnight. If the brain is telling you that Dr. Peter is putting on red or is wearing paper or something, your brain will tell you the same. If it tells you that this thing I'm wearing now is coat of something or and it's color white, whatever the brain tells you is what you do. If brain is not the one navigating our lives, our feelings, our behavior and co, shouldn't we take care of this soft organ? The brain. The function of the brain is visible by our behavior, perception, feelings, desires, and co. If anything happens to this brain, those functions will be affected. And when those functions are affected, you know what you people will say? It's an arrow of the enemy. You see yourself? After this mental resilience, we'll try and finish it today. Next week, I will try as much as possible to talk about demystifying mental illness. We will demystify. We are going to be mentioning some myths. For example, if somebody with mental illness will bite you, you too, you have mental illness. Ah! A kicker. Many of us are living in stone age. We will talk about it by the grace of God next week. Today, let's just quickly round up and ask ourselves, what are the other things we can do to have mental resilience? Let me tell you something. It is very important you take care of this organ. The failure of this organ knows no boundary. It does not know whether you are a man or woman. It does not know whether you are rich or poor. It does not know whether you are from the village or from the city. As a matter of fact, the brain is one of the organs in the body that does not care. It's one of the organs that does not care about your status. The same way somebody in Abuja or America or London or Lagos will have mental problem, is the same way somebody in the village. Same way a man will have, the same way a woman. Same way an adult will have, same way adolescents. It does not care. The brain does not discriminate whether you ate butter and somebody drank gari or anything. It's very important. If this is so important an organ, what then should we do? We should protect it. We should guide it. We should make sure that nothing happens to our brain. Adequate sleep is what I first mentioned today. Physical exercise. Avoid things that will, traumatize or be a toxic to you. Friendship, relationship, anything, situation, job that will stress your brain. I beg, please just leave. Sleep. When you sleep very well, at least 8 hours. You are not sleeping at all. It shouldn't be less than 6 hours. Once you are not sleeping up to 6 hours a day, it should be 8 hours. But if it is not up to 6 hours, you are destroying this fragile brain. It will tell you. You are destroying this fragile brain. So, sleep is not something that is a privilege. You should do everything possible to get your sleep restored. Make sure you sleep very well. Because when you sleep, you put the brain to rest. So that the brain, you can imagine your brain working day and night. Very, very important. Very, very important. It is also important that you do not use any chemical to destroy this brain. You know the chemicals I'm talking about? Omi ti dirty. You know my people. The dongoyaros. The bitter. Coca-Cola. All the people that used to joge, the fish. Cannabis, Indian. All those drugs that people take. Cracks. Heroin. Coke. Fish. Arizo. All those things, they destroy the brain. When they attack the cell of the brain, they will make the brain to ginger. So you'll be happy. Your body. Some will not make the brain ginger and be high. Some will just make you cool. You know, some of these, when they take these things, it will hurt on the brain and depress the brain function. But when it's depressing the brain function, it's damaging the brain, but they will not know. So they feel cool. What's going on? Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Everything's gonna be alright. The guy don't do alright. To him, it's very alright. But he wakpa. The guy is wakpa. Brain is being damaged, but he feels everything is okay. Or the one that one of my patients, he jumped over the fence of my hospital. When we brought him back, I said, how did you jump over this tall fence? He said, when he took that thing, somebody. He said, because he came. It was the day he came that he jumped over the fence. Meanwhile, it was the one that came on his own. He said when he wanted to move, he said the fence was just like a step. He just did like this and he went. He said he did not even see tall fence. When he has taken the thing now started. He said it's as if he just cross leg. You know when he just cross. But when the brain started being destroyed. So, all those drugs, alcohol, shekpe, all those things, cannabis in form of indomie, in the form of beans, cake, and co, they destroy the brain. This brain is too fragile. To maintain mental resilience, you must not take anything that will destroy your brain. I mean, somebody is telling me, they have approved, they've legalized cannabis in America for medicinal. I said, cannabis for medicinal. Let us even say they've legalized it for medicinal purpose. Epilepsy. Do you have epilepsy? Warapa, do you have? Asthma. You have asthma. Cancer pain. You have cancer. Now about social states. We just mention things. Cannabis can be divided into the THC and then the cannabidiol. It is the cannabidiol oil that is medicinal. That one does not induce psychosis or cause madness. But the one we are taking here, our own is skunk. All those Arizona is skunk. And you go and smoke it. And you now say they've legalized marijuana or Indian or cannabis in America. When they have been able to separate their own, and you are not separating. Oh, but when I take cannabis, I'm able to, I'm able to have imagination. When I'm singing, I'm able to come with lyrics. For example, now, if I'm taking cannabis now, lyrics and rhyme will be coming in. I am the best out of the rest. On my way to the crest. I'm not going to settle for the bottle of crest. Never, never going to lose my zest because I'm a peculiar by birth. Aha! Lyrics. Yes. You be happy. But you are destroying this organ. You are destroying this organ. Please, I'm begging you. Don't say because you want to have lyrics and be jammy. This organ, once it is damaged, to repair it, they take time. Oh, it is 50-50. People come to my clinic here in Grace Cottage, Ilupeju, here in Lagos. Dr. Nubi, will my son be okay? It's only God that can know whether somebody will be okay. But I'm going to do my best along with my team. We will do everything possible to make sure that we try to help. And somehow, maybe because I'm a child of God, God has been giving us results. But I always tell my patients, especially those who are addicts that we have helped, this is an opportunity that you have. Don't waste it. Because it's not every case of addiction that the brain goes back to the normal texture, structure, and co. So make sure you don't take alcohol or anything that will further act as toxins to your brain. They said it is gelatinous. That is, it is so soft. Very soft. Most important organ in the body. You know, if there's no heart, you can still be using machine. If there's no lungs, you can still be using ventilator. Once the person is brain dead, we say that person has become a vegetable. That is the end. That is the end. If somebody has no heart function, we can still be using machine to pump the blood. If there's anybody cannot have breathing stuff, you can still be using ventilator. Once the brain is dead, you say the person has become a vegetable. The brain, my field, I love you so much. Take care of my organ. Take care of my organ. Never, never, never underestimate the brain. Everybody say the brain. If we're in church now, I will say touch your brain and say my brain. Aha. So please take care of this organ. I want us after this evening to begin to, nurture our brain. The way you wear bone straight hair, or you wear that Brazilian wig, and you take care, you put all this, your pancake and everything, foundation, you put on everything before you put the layers. Same way we should take care of our brain. Mind your mental health. Mind your mental health. Be deliberate. Be conscious. When there is a toxic thing around you, just make sure you avoid it. I don't want anything. I want to be any statement like this. You know what? I want to go and sleep. I don't want anything to affect my brain. Or, you know what? This argument in 2021, you are right, I am wrong. I am minding my mental health. Or this relationship that you are the one giving, and your partner is just very toxic, is not doing anything. You know what? I am minding my brain, please. Or somebody that loves argument. You know what? You are right. Why? What's wrong with you now? Why Please, I am minding my brain. It is such a fragile organ that I don't want to just treat anyhow. Boys, call you over now. Come and enjoy life now. Wait now. Come and enjoy now. I am minding my brain. Or they say, young girl, come, let's go to that party. Let's groove. Let's go clubbing, babe. Let's do this. Oh, I can club. I can do this. But I am minding my brain. So they are taking their own different, they are missing different things. People go as far as sniffing petrol. Some will open the pit latrine and be sniffing pit latrine. methane, ammonia, all of them. Some will go as far as taking gutter water. Some, it is... In fact, there was a time one company was saying that all that the students have inhaled everything. Some, they will go and take rubber and be burning it. So many things happening. So many things happening. So many things happening to us. We must make sure that we do everything to protect our brain. Don't take substances. Don't allow your friends, because different texture. Some brain, they don't tolerate any insults. Any small thing like this, they start talking rubbish. I admitted one person who said, "Doctor, I was just unlucky. I don't used to do drugs. I only took codeine and tramadol for some time, and then the brain." Till today, the person, she has not recovered. She said that she's seen bed or she sees something crawling on the wall, she just be smiling. And you'll be wondering, what are you laughing at? This is for almost 2 years now. We have used medication, all sorts of medication, for where the brain has been destroyed. What happened? Just tramadol and codeine. Continue taking them. Be destroying your brain. Some people, it is when they get to 50, the brain will begin to age. They now have what we call dementia. You know that thing that used to happen to our elderly person? We're still going to talk about dementia in this place. Because I heard that one woman was stoned to death. And they said she's a witch. She was confessing. And that the woman went to church. Let me tell you something. People that have dementia, they forget things, they wander around, and they have what we call delusion of guilt, depression, and co. So they'll be saying things that is not true. I saw one stupid pastor who said one woman came, and that woman was confessing to everything, and that the woman was wondering, and that the woman was a witch. In this 2021, the woman had dementia. I was listening to the woman, I said, this is pure dementia. In this our world, somebody said the woman was bad and turned to human being, but that they use the power in their church to get... I don't want to talk about some stupid things. No apology anyway. So as much as possible, it is important that we take care of our brain. Remind me to talk about dementia, because some of us have our elderly ones who are at home, they're already beginning to have dementia signs, and you are wondering why they are forgetting things, why they are always accusing their house help. They are very difficult. They are always sending different people away. You go and greet them or call them. When they see you, they say you have not called them since. But I called you yesterday, Mom. Grandma, I called all those things. So please, remind me. Some of these things, you are the one that will remind me. It's freestyle. I don't have any prepared. I can talk from here till tomorrow. But it's when situation occurs that we'll talk about it. So we're going to talk about demystifying next week. If after that we'll talk about dementia, fine. So please, as I'm rounding up now, the first 45 minutes is usually to lecture you, to tell you things you don't know. Today, I'm very sure you will now see your brain in a different... All of you that don't know what the brain is before, you think the brain is just for you to be working, or the brain is just to be thinking, or the brain is just to be interpreting signals and co. This brain is... The fact that I'm talking to you now, I'm reading, I'm behaving, I've not removed my clothes, or I'm not afraid of talking to you, is because my brain is regulating events well. Some, when they want to present or anything, they are afraid, panic. Some are anxious. Some cannot go out of their house. I know a patient who has not been out of the house for 5 years. Upstairs. When she wants to come down, it's as if she wants to die. We call it housebound phenomenon. It's a problem of the brain. A simple medication like this, the person will be okay. But you know what they're saying? They say it is the enemy that have seen a star, and the enemy now decided to cause her to be at home. Hey! I know a patient who I saw who says she has not been able to go through Third Mainland Bridge. She would rather come through the other way. And it has not been like that before. But all of a sudden, it will be as if the bridge want to collapse. Here in Lagos, Nigeria. It has a name. A simple management, psychotherapy in form of counseling, and medication at times. She will be okay. Most of us, when you see symptoms and signs of emotional illness, it used to do you like, how can this be? There's a patient that is having sensation all over the body, painful body, all those things. But when you tell her, this is psychological, say, really? But the pain is real. I'm feeling this. It is psychological. Some feel that monitoring them. Some feel that people are talking about them. Some are seeing birds. Some are seeing different things. It is the brain that is seeing what it should not see. And is interpreting it wrongly to you. So it is important that we nurture this brain. Don't, place your priority right. Take care of your brain. Mind your mental health. This is Mind and Mental Health with Dr. Nubi. I believe today we have talked about another way to take care of your health, which is sleep very well and avoid anything like drugs, alcohol, and co that can be toxic. Good food, nourishment. The brain requires good food too. It's good to pray, it's good to fast, but you must know your limits so that you don't starve the brain of glucose. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It is important. We are children of God. Use wisdom. Okay, thank you so much. This is 6:45, 15 minutes to round up now. I will just go through some of the questions some of us have raised. If you have any question, if you have any, as I've said, you are free to join me on this live, but you would have told me before now. You would have sent a message to me, we would have talked, and I would have at least counseled you to make sure that you are prepared to come on live with me. I have not had anybody to come on live with me because the last time TBs came on live with me, and you can see that at a point in time it broke down. That's to tell you that when you come on live, I'm not going to be asking you, how are you? What did you eat yesterday? Have you eaten yamarita before? That's not the issue. You're going to be talking about sharing life issues. You're going to be sharing life issues. You're going to be talking about things that really, send you back to those memory lanes. TBs at a point in time, it broke down because he remembered those issues then. Today is better, is doing very well, but that journey can actually overwhelm you and can bring. So I don't want to bring anybody to my life without having adequate emotional preparation and see whether you are really fit for it. But if you want, thank you so much for appreciating me, Leslie Nubari. So as much as possible, if you want to share your story, if you have had a rough time before, or if you had emotional illness in the past and you have overcome it, and you want to be a mental health ambassador, you want to share your story the way TBs shared his story, send a DM to me. We're going to talk, and then one of the Fridays we're going to do it. And that's why I have not asked. I've been seeing people sending invites. You can't just send invite to me and then, okay? It's not a live game. We're not playing it, okay? You send an invite when we have already had, when we've had a meeting and we've talked and I've assessed you that you're prepared, okay? So it's important. Somebody asked that some families are prone to psychosis. Why? Well, the truth is that same way some families are prone to hypertension, same way some families are prone to diabetes, it can be hereditary. It can be genetically induced. So also emotional illness. Mental illness can be hereditary. But what we don't usually encourage is, say, oh, madness is running in their family. What is madness? Madness is running in their family. Don't go and marry them. What is that? People with emotional illness can achieve all their God-given potential with adequate care, good medication. They can be very, very okay. So don't say, don't marry you. Madness is running in that family. That is stigmatization. We will still talk about stigmatization here. And I think the day we are talking about demystifying mental illness, we'll talk about stigmatization. Especially in this part of Africa, the culture of denial. Somebody will know like this that is having abnormal behavior, is feeling people are monitoring, is not sleeping, his mood is low, is perceiving different things in the brain and co. Come to psychologists and psychiatrists. They will not come home. Some of us want to go to psychologists because the name is sweet. But I'm very sure a good psychologist will refer you first to the doctor, who will rule out every other thing in your body system. If they now realize that what you need is counseling alone, you send them back to the psychologist. A good psychologist will refer you to the psychiatrist to do the thorough assessment. If you need medication, prescribe medication, while they will do the counseling aspect. No good psychologist will sit on the key. So if you like, go to psychologist. We are partners, we are together, we are friends. If you say the name is friend, I know many psychologists that refer patients to me. I don't want to go to psychiatrist. I'm not mad. Psychiatrist care. Psychologist. So many of my friends are even changing their names now. I'm a psychologist. I'm not a psychologist. I'm a medical doctor who specializes on the brain, and by that I'm a mental health expert or a psychiatrist. A psychologist read BSc psychology and may decide to do masters in clinical psychology or PhD, and they know everything about behavioral change and co. But what if your case is medical first and you require medication? Then you see a doctor who is a specialist on the brain. So I love my psychology friends. They've been referring patients to us, and after we've done our assessment and we've prescribed where necessary, and when necessary, we refer back to them to collaborate with us. We call it shared care. Okay? As much as possible. I think I've answered that question. So if you have problem with sleeping, insomnia can also be a problem. Insomnia can be a problem. Insomnia is inability to sleep. Yeah, so there are many reasons why you can't sleep. Are you having depression? Are you having anxiety? Is it a post-traumatic stress disorder? Many people, maybe if you witness rape or anything, or you are even the one that was raped, or you are the one that the bad event happened to, near-death experience, you may lose sleep. It is when we rule out all those things, we will now say, this is the management. Okay? This is the management. So poor sleep can also be an indication of emotional illness. Same way headache can be an indication of malaria, typhoid, cancer, and co. Okay? This is important. Yeah, it's okay to cry. I want you to also do something. I believe you are all following me. Anytime anytime you miss any Friday stuff, I try to post it on my timeline. So just go to my timeline and watch. I discussed this with TBs when we talked. If at the point in time that it broke down, I think that's episode 6 or 7. It really broke down. And we agreed that day that come. It's okay to cry. Forget all these things they tell you. Real men don't cry. Which kind of real men? If cry is hungry me now, I begin to cry here now. It's good to cry if you feel pained. After that, you wipe your tears and move on. The brain does not want to just get shut down. Some people do not use religion or anything. I have a case on my hand now. The person lost the only child. But he did not cry at all. He said, it's God, it's God. I thank God. God knows everything. He knows the reason he took. He gives and he takes away. 4 years after now. My only son. It's called delayed grief reaction. Now the person is very severely depressed now. Now remembering the events, how the whole thing, how they broke the news to him. But that time, he just believe, no. We should not lose faith like those who, we should not cry like those who have lost faith. We should keep our faith in eternal Jehovah. And look at it. It's good to cry. Don't let anybody tell you that you should not cry. Don't let anybody tell you that, why are you doing this as if you are hopeless in God? Why are you doing this? I don't understand. We are the one that will regulate people's life. The way they should dress, the way they should talk, the way they should cry, the way they should behave. Don't let anybody deceive you. Mind your brain. Mind your brain. Mind your mental functioning. People want to dictate, but when the chips are down, you will be the only one in it. Nobody will be there with you. Do you, but make sure you are doing what you believe is right. Acceptable to your conscience. All those people that are cyberbullying, doing everything, you want to do your life or live your life based on the whims and caprices of men? They have not started. They will twist your brain. At the end of the day, you feel so lonely. You feel so down. Pleasing everybody. What will people say? What will people say? Mind your brain. I had an accident with my Jeep. I have a long leg and I'm tall. But there was no money to buy another Jeep. I bought golf. I bought golf. One of my friends said, Peter, now. Are you going to buy golf? See your head. Your head is touching the roof. I said, let it touch the roof. I used that golf for some time till God was able to provide another Jeep. Jeep to me is not a luxury. It's because my leg is long and I'm tall. It has a leg room. But at that time, I bought the golf and the golf was able to move me. In fact, when I wash it in the morning like this, I'll be singing. The thing will be so beautiful. You two are now looking for money. Mind your emotion, mind your brain. All my neighbors' children, they are going to top school. Kinikatigbo, how will people hear that my children they are going to public school? So you pump all your children there. School fees come like this, they show you, daddy, school fees, see, baga. Your heart begins to skip. What happens? Your brain. They runs in your brain. The chemicals will be doing like this. Why? You have put your children in school where you cannot afford. Cut your coat according to your clothes, not according to your size. You know, if I want to sew any good clothes now, I'll be using like 10 yards. But if it is 2 yards that I have, you know what I will do? I will just do jumper and a short knicker. That is cutting my clothes according to my clothes. Because if I should say according to my size, I may run and overwhelm my brain. This brain, henceforth, this is how we should be carrying it. It's egg. Our brain is what? Our brain is egg. Don't go and put yourself under unnecessary pressure. What would they say about me? What would they say? Own me. You see, you know, when we started in Grace Cottage Clinic, this is my consulting room. This is where I'm using. You're all listening to me. This is my consulting room. A time will come that we now say, okay, let's do studio effects. We will not go to studio when I have money very well. But now, let me pass the message. Let people listen to me. That's the most important thing. I'm not waiting to build a cathedral before I can start my journey. This is what I want to offer humanity. I want to die and be remembered as a community psychiatrist who imparted his community. And this is an opportunity. I know I'm talking to somebody in US, people in Germany, people in Australia. All of them are watching. Lagos, Abuja, everywhere, Port Harcourt. As a community psychiatrist, I wouldn't have been able to do this mental health advocacy without your help. So I'm not waiting to build a cathedral. Little by little, my voice will be heard. What am I doing? I'm minding my brain. Because the truth is, I want to give to the society. What if I'm now waiting till when I'm very rich? Each time I wait, I'll feel frustrated if I'm not able to do what I want to do. But with little that I have, I'm giving to you. So don't wait to build a cathedral. No copycats. No copycats. Some people have a good head start in life. Some people were born with silver and golden spoon. Some with wooden spoon. Some with no spoon at all. Why will somebody with no spoon be comparing himself or herself with people that are born with golden spoon? You will overrun your brain. And forget social media effects. I used to have one security guy here before. The guy would go to the front of my car and post and take a nice picture and put it on Facebook. If you see comments, both boys and girls on the wow, you are farmer in Lagos, so Lagos pay you to say yeah man. So you can imagine the people he left in the village. They'll be like, see my life. See cars upon cars that this guy is posting. So never copy people. Never. I have never in my life, as a matter of fact, I have never, if I copy you, maybe you are doing something good, I strive towards excellence. Not that I will say, see my life, how I wish what. On the road, when I enter my jalopy Jeep, I'm a king of the road, though. Go and bring your S-Class and co. When I have the money, I will buy it. When I don't have, as you are parking, you went down, we'll greet ourselves. Now Jeep, it tall, your own tall too. Please, I want to beg us. Let us carry our brain. Many of the things that make us, we look at ourselves in life, we feel so sad. And each time you think in a depressive way, you shut down the power of your brain. The brain is not happy when you don't have the heart of gratitude and you are not happy. You're always thinking. You can try it one day. Don't wake up. Just stay where you are. Don't get up. Cover yourself with your blanket and begin to think of all the bad things that have happened to you in life. You discover that your brain will be so weak, your brain will be so down, you'll be crying, you will feel like eating. So you can actually practice it to be down and be depressed and suicidal. You can also decide to be grateful for a week. That this week I just want to be grateful. That I can have fun to even listen to Dr. Nubi on Mind Matters. I want to thank you that I was able to even go to school. Thank God for my brother, my siblings. Thank God that all this COVID and co, that people are using 20, 30 oxygen and breathing freely. I'm happy. Oh. Even though I don't have much now, at least that I'm not suffering. You now realize that hormone, the happiness hormone, the endorphins, oxytocins and co, they will be released and you'll be happy. And your brain will be nourished. Not trying to be like the next neighbor. Bone straight here. Buying this. Jaguar. Sport cars. Everybody get in time. Everybody get in time. Oh. There was a time we were in school. I was part of the school of the fellowship. We wanted to go for a retreat. None of us had television. I wanted to listen to Reabonki and co. We went to one person in our class. I would say he should borrow us the television. He said that there's embargo on his TV, that his TV does not leave his room. So we took our radio. Can you imagine? Out of 10 schools, none of us had television. Today, to be modest, I can't even remember the last time I watched TV. If I want to watch, there are televisions. I'm not talking of 1964. I'm talking of just maybe 2000 or 98. None of us had television. Then it was this box television, not even the flat screen. And we were begging him, please now, please, we will not spoil your television. So no. We want to use it for the work of the Most High, Jehovah. He did not give us his television because there was embargo. Television. Today, how many televisions have we had? Out of the high school, about 3 are in Canada, 2 in USA. Each time we talk about it, we just smile. What was that? We poor. But we don't even get television. So that's to tell you that everybody get in time. Your time will come. Let your brain be happy. Your time is coming. And I want to leave you on that note this evening. That to maintain your emotional wellness, you have to be happy and know that your own time is coming. When you have that heart of, hope, you have that heart of gratitude, you are nourishing your brain. This is a representation of our brain. We must do everything possible to protect it. Don't say because the brain is in the skull and we are not seeing it, therefore you do it anyhow. And if you are addicted or you know anybody that is addicted, let them come to Grace Cottage for rehabilitation. If you are going through any form of emotional problem, come to Grace Cottage. Don't say you don't want to see psychiatrists. That God forbid bad thing. And those who have been lying to you that it is an attack of the enemy. Here, the beautiful thing is that we always use drugs to kill the attack of the enemy. So one woman came around and said, "Doctor, please help my son." It was 7 arrows of the enemy were shot at him. They have removed 3. I said, no problem, let's admit him. And by the grace of God, we removed 4 with our injection. I said, Mama, can you see now? We have removed all the arrows. Say, thank you. What did we use? She was laughing. You can pray, it's good. But medicine also works. Prayer works, medicine works. So whatever your belief about what is going on with you or your relative or your parents, I'm not going to argue with you. Just give us opportunity to intervene. I don't want to see people walking on the road. I don't want to see people committing suicide. I don't want to see people laboring under mental illness when I know that help is just around the corner. Be a mental health ambassador. Talk to somebody tonight. Talk to somebody tomorrow. Talk to that friend who is acting weird or whose behavior have changed, who is now locked in, no longer relating, who is suicidal, who is unhappy, who is always in a panic mode. Let them seek help because everything is happening in their brain. And the brains are telling them things that they should change. Thank you so much. I think at this juncture, we can call it a day today. It's been a wonderful time. We started 5 after 6, and this is 6 after 6. Network was quite a bit friendly today, so I'll be able to download the full recordings, and I'll put on my timeline for you to share. You copy the link and send to your friends. Let us build more traffic to this site. I promise to do this every Friday by the grace of God, God keeping us alive. There's no health without mental health. I'm your regular host, Dr. Oluseun Peter Ogunobi. Thank you so much for having me today. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, Abington. Thank you, Patience Keta, Adola. Thank you, Olwan. Naglory Lom, Tiffany, IB, Resolute Benga, King Aradina, Pristine Fabric. Thank you so much. You guys have been wonderful. Thanks for keeping it a day every Friday. Till I see you next time. Don't forget, almost every day I try to drop one mental health tip or the other. Read them, watch the tip, and make comments. So that it won't be only Friday tablet that we'll be seeing. Thank you. Thank you, King Garadina. Thank you so much, Babatunde TY. Yeah, the Lord is your strength too. I appreciate you. Thank you. Don't forget to take care of your mental health. Avoid toxic things. Avoid toxic friendship. Stop the drugs. Stop the alcohol. Stop the cannabis and the crack. Stop the tramadol and the codeine. Be grateful. Run your race. Cut your coat according to your clothes. Make sure that you have the heart of gratitude. Forgive people easily. Don't make enemies that will be making you to secrete adrenaline. Learn to forgive so that you can secrete oxytocin and smile at situation. Don't feel frustrated. Believe that everything is going to be all right. Till I come your way. Bye bye. Thank you.